On Tuesday of last week, myself and Ray Hackett, were talking about the candidates, and Ray had this really funny idea, so it's all him. But he took all the gubernatorial candidates and turned them into a member of the Seven Dwarfs, so here goes. So Ray Hackett, just to give you a quick little background, Mr. Ray Hackett, sitting in front of us, who's been coming on the show for the better part of 12 years now. Last week's show, he said, these candidates running for governor remind him of the Seven Dwarfs.
Hi-ho! Hi-ho! Hi-ho!
All right, so
first a disclaimer, okay? So I want people to understand this, and I want to be very, very clear about this. Last week I said I was supporting Oz Griebel, okay?
That's correct.
All right, so I am not making any attempt here to talk about these individuals. I'm talking about their campaigns.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I've had the pleasure of knowing many of these candidates for a number of years. I've met every one of them at least once, the new ones. I think they are sincere, honest people trying to, do something right, make Connecticut a better place to live.
Right.
What I look at, though, when I see them, the Seven Dwarfs, I'm looking at their campaigns. And we mentioned earlier in the last half hour that the only candidate who has not only refused to come into the studio here or to be on the show with us, but just ignores any request to do it is Ned Lamont. So therefore, he must be bashful. All right, so that was an easy one,
okay,
to pick that one there. The hard one is Dopey. Okay, I mean, and again, I want to stress that I'm not talking about the individual. I'm talking about the campaign. No. And the truth of the matter is that if after 8 years you have not learned anything from Tom Foley or Linda McMahon, and you think you can buy an election in the state of Connecticut, then you are dopey, David Steneman. If you think you can force the unions to come to the table and you're going to renegotiate their contract for them, that is dopey. Those ideas just don't hold any water whatsoever. So
Lamont is bashful, Stemmerman is dopey.
Okay, so here we are. So who's grumpy? All right. Now, I mean, this is an obvious choice, right? The only candidate running who actually thinks he's being treated unfairly because of his felony conviction, Joe Ganim, is grumpy. Okay, and here's where we're going to start to get into some trouble.
A dopey's pretty much trouble.
All right. Sleepy Stefanowski. I mean, he has to be dreaming if he thinks he can get rid of the state income tax and take a pledge to never raise taxes through the entire 4 years of his term while we're facing a $2 billion a year deficit. He wants to reduce revenues completely, even more so. Those are daydreams, and then so he becomes sleepy.
Okay.
Because he's obviously dreaming in that sense there. Now, who's Doc? Well, that has to be Mark Belton. Because in all my years of covering political campaigns, I've never seen a campaign based on brain scans. He becomes Doc. All right, so who's Sneezy? Well, that has to be Tim Hurst. Why? Because he's obviously allergic to anything that makes common sense whatsoever. I mean, his law and order proposal, and his pledge never to raise taxes, I mean, he's allergic to common sense, so I've named him Sneezy. And that leaves one last dwarf, Happy. Happy-go-lucky Steve Upset. Every other candidate is attacking each other, but no one's attacking Steve. Because Steve's just, have you seen his TV commercials? They're lame. They're amateurish. But, it's all right, because he's happy.
All right, run him down again so we can get it in one concise sort of paragraph. What do you got?
Okay, Steve Upstead is happy.
Yeah.
Stefanowski is sleepy. Tim Hurst is sneezy. Boughton is Doc. Gannon is grumpy. Steneman is dopey. And bashful belongs to Ned Lamont.
Well, we'll never have another one of these guys on the show again. Ray, thank you very much. There you go. That was your lead play for Ray Hackett on Tuesday. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, pretty ingenious idea from Mr. Hackett. So listen, again, guys, I had nothing to do with that. We'll be back. Don't move. It's 94.9 News Now and Stimulating Talk.